Hello, welcome to Ndinitaza. 10 entrepreneurs, 4 judges, 1 verdict. And you also are part of the judges. How can you participate in this program, you might be wondering, as an entrepreneur? You log on to our website, www.ndinitaza.co.zw. How can you vote? You vote by going to our page, Ndinitaza, on Facebook, go to the post of the particular entrepreneur, and you press like on their post. That's how you can be part of the program. The entrepreneur today just made me think of the setup when we record. Cameras everywhere. Variety in this program. Now we have a photographer pitching their business and their SWOT. Let us check out this young man, Tampiwa Mahari, with his business and then his SWOT afterwards.
My name is Tampiwa Mahari. I'm 18 years old. I'm a student at St. George's College. I was born in Harare, Zimbabwe. I play basketball, soccer, and I also sing in the choir. And I like to do a lot of cultural activities at school. Growing up, when I was about 15 years old, I went to France and I enjoyed seeing the buildings and all. I took a couple of pictures with my phone, and back then it was just something small. Then when I came back, I got my first camera and I started taking pictures at a family event, and I saw that the pictures were coming out really, really nice, and I just started exploring from there. So I wake up early in the morning around 5 and I read, go over some work, and then I go to school in the morning. I go through my lessons. Then in the afternoon, I go for maybe choir, or if I have a meeting for any cultural event that I'm supposed to attend, I go for that. Then I go for sports, be it basketball, soccer. Then in the evening, I usually go home late because of meetings again or choir. Well, actually, my friends played a huge role in me actually taking up photography. When we went for camp about in the mid of last year, I took my camera along with me and I took pictures of people doing activities. I took pictures just people bonding, and then I made like a Google Drive and I supplied those pictures, and then I started getting very positive comments about that, and people started saying, wow, you shouldn't be doing this for free. If you're good at something, you should be getting paid for it. I have an Instagram page and I have a website that I've set up. So I started off by taking pictures, just free samples, just to get the business going so people know about it. And after I posted a couple of pictures, people started inboxing me and asking me, how do they pay? How do they get a photo shoot? So basically, I do ask you, where are you? Where do you want to have the photo shoot? If you don't have a location, I can give you one. We have the photo shoot. Then after about 24 hours, I make a Google Drive and I give you the link. Then you open the pictures. And if you have any events that you want me to come take pictures for, I can do that. I've done a couple of events in the evening and I charge you by the hour. I do face some challenges, mainly to do with the time constraints, because I can only work from the afternoon to very early in the evening, because I'll be coming from school and I'll have to go home to do homework. So in the afternoon from about 2 to 5, that's the only time I can work with you during the week. Currently, I am just targeting people my age because I feel like there's a gap in that age group, because most of the photographers that I know are older, so our parents go to those people. So I feel like I can be the photographer for our generation.
Zita rangu ndinonzi Chipo Mutambara. Ndine makore 32 ekuzvarwa. Ndakazvarirwa kuMasvingo kwaGutu paMutero Mission. Inini mubusiness ndakatanga ndichitomboshandirawo vamwe. Mukushandira vamwe imomo ndoma ndakawana experience. Ya vanhu vakafara kuonawo munhu wavanoziva patelevision. Ende ndakaita makastoma akati wandei through that vakange vakuuya vachiti munosona zvakanaka takakuonai patelevision. We think kuti izvoni tikashanda nemi tinogona kusonerwa even my uniforms kana hembe dzekumafunctions akasiyana-siyana. People, they were very happy. Ipapo ndakachinja how I run my company. Ndakadzidza zvakawanda, even kuenda kumashows, kunoadvertisawo zvinhu zvangu. Ndakangenda kukwanisa kufamba ndichitaridza vanhu zvinhu zvandosona through kuona zvakange zvichiitwa nevamwe. Kubva paye takakwanisa kutenga industrial iron izvino tava nayo, saka finishing yedu very perfect. Takakwanisa kutenga generator nemapower cuts ariko mazuva anaya. Takakwanisa kushanda even kusina magetsi, tane generator. Takakwanisa kutenga even motikari kunoenda kune macustomers edu. Vamwe vanenge vachiti uyai muzomezha maketeni at home, takakwanisa kuvasvikira at any time. Saka ndizvo zvinhu zvikuru zvandinoti takakwanisa kuimprove in our business. Zvinombotiomei, but unofanira kuramba wakashinga, usadzokera kumashure. Kushanda nesimba ndiko kunonyanyisa kudiwa. Indakawana confidence ndichitarisawo vamwe vakadzi vanenge vachimirawo, unotoona munhu kuti anenge ari munhu wepasi pasi, but at the end unotozoona atova nebusiness yake ratosumuka.
I am not overly fond of cliches, but I do appreciate there's a reason things become cliche. For example, in entrepreneurship, age is nothing but a number. Tampiwa has proved it because at 18, look at what he's thinking of. What were you thinking of? I was far off. We still have to check out his SWOT and hear what the judges think, and you will also participate through your Facebook vote. Join us after the break. Welcome back. Now we move on to the segment of the Business Compass. This is a crucial part of our program because we appreciate that in business, opinions and views from all other experts are very important to move your business forward. We get experts in different fields that speak to your business and how you move it forward. Enjoy the next segment.
First and foremost, you identify the product, what it is that you're planning to export. Okay? Once you've done that, you've already done your due diligence in looking for your international market. Having done so, countries, every single country in this world has got different regulations in regards to various commodities. So your particular export has a law or regulation on the other end where your customer is. So what you need to bear in mind is, first and foremost, are the legal requirements of that country or your customer, or is your customer actually legally regulated to be importing the product that you are selling to him. Okay? Then from that, you then get information that helps you go to, like I already said, we've got government institutions. You can go to the Ministry of Industry and Commerce. They can assist you with the logistics of identifying other terms that may not necessarily be within your own customer's reach. Zimra, for instance, if you approach Zimra and you say, I am exporting my cattle skins, okay, to the US. When you get to Zimra, they will advise you the requirements for that importer on the destination end of your particular export. Interesting to note is that in the Second Republic, the new government has introduced certain incentives that are encouraging a lot of entrepreneurs and maybe most of the already established organizations to benefit, or it's actually encouraging them to export more of the products that they're actually producing within Zimbabwe. You will find, because it's a wide bracket or a wide range of products that people are producing all across this country, you will have various incentives that have been introduced through the central bank. You'll find, I think, between 5 to 12%. Tobacco, for instance, people were pushing for a 20% incentive increase on exports. It works. It surely does work. What the government actually does, it gives all sections of industry the platform to produce for the international market.
You've heard it from our business campus. And always remember, knowledge is not power. It is only potential power. Now we move on to the SWOT analysis. How well can Tampiwa articulate his SWOT for the judges and for you to contribute in your verdict? Check it out.
My strengths are that I'm very passionate about it, and if you aren't doing something you don't love, you're wasting your time, because if you don't love it, your heart's not in it, so you're not going to put very much effort into it. I'm creative. I like to explore different shots. I like to create the best moments. I like to capture the best moments for people, just to see the smile on people's faces. I'm very patient, and I'm willing to work with anyone's arrangement for pictures, and I can work to make the shot better or to perfect the shot. And for my weaknesses, I struggle a lot because I'm a student, so my time goes mainly to my studies. So I don't have the power to take on other competitors who take photos for a profession, like older people, because I am not as old as them, so I don't have as much free time to focus on just photography. And I don't have as much money to buy the equipment that I need, adequate equipment. I don't have a set location for taking pictures, so that's where I struggle, because people want to know where I'm located, and I'm still a student, so I don't have an office or a set location that I own that I can tell people to come to. I don't have an up-to-date software for editing pictures, but I do have a software. Moving on to my opportunities, I've seen that sports and cultural events have really been booming in the country, and there's no one that's really covering those fields. And I feel like I can be there to cover most of those fields, as most of my friends are taking part in those because they're the youth and they're developing in the sports and cultural events. So I could target that, and I could develop a photo booth that could be mobile, so I could move it to different locations, to parties, to events. I could set those up, as well as my own cameras to cover those events. And if people want to come into the photo booth, they can have props, they can have backgrounds. A lot of threats are coming in from people who have seen the same weaknesses that I've noticed, and they could take up these opportunities because they have the finances to fund these. You can be left behind in the game if you don't have enough finance to fund your business, because technology is constantly increasing and it's constantly developing. So you need to have the funds to finance that. So if you don't fund it, you'll be left behind, and your customer base will go to other business people. With $1,000, I'd get a memory card, an Adobe Lightroom software, a lens filter, a cleaning kit, and a LED ring flash.
You've heard the SWOT articulated by Tampiwa. Join us after the break, because we must hear from the judges what they saw. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Let us get straight into the reviews and comments from our judges to hear their scores. Where do we start from this time? From Judge Raphael, can you please kickstart on this?
I think I wouldn't echo the fact that he's young, it's been well trodden, but what I was impressed with is that You know, he decided that his skills lay in photography. Bought his first camera at age 15, was it?
Yes.
And he wakes up at 5 a.m. All the qualities of an entrepreneur are there.
Wow, absolutely.
And picture photography was a hobby, but he developed it further, went current into looking at Googling it and making sure that, you know, something comes out of it. I think friends, family probably goaded him to say, this is a business that you can make money with.
Absolutely.
And then he chose his market, the age group, where he's targeting all his efforts. I think he's beautifully organized. That's one of the strengths he has.
Wow.
Passion for the trade, that's unquestionable. Creativity, unquestionable. Best moments in capture. But what I liked most under his theme of strengths is that he is patient to perfect the picture. I read a book in my early studies as a professional, In Search of Excellence, by Peters and Waterman.
Yes.
You know, I was driven back there when I listened to him talk about perfecting a picture and being patient. You know, when you're being photographed, sometimes you lose patience and you start frowning, but he is there for you.
Absolutely. Passion, patience.
So for me, he's a 48 on that one.
Wow.
Definitely.
You've wowed the other judges.
Weaknesses, time limitation as a student, clear. Not enough funds for the business. Here and there, the banker will comment.
Yes.
No set location to operate from. Again, very, very critical. But he then went on to talk about a mobile booth when he looked at opportunities, which is to counter the very fact that he is dealing with no locational space. But he says, I'll develop a mobile booth.
Yes.
Beautiful.
He's countering.
He's tying
it's not just
together.
putting it there, but how
yes.
is he planning? Wow.
No editing equipment, but he says, if I get this price, I know what to do with it. Yo. I'm wowed on this one. Okay, on weaknesses, I think he's very articulate. He's very clear. I'll give him a 38 on that.
Come on.
You can give him more, doesn't matter. Opportunities, very good. He's spotted what he thinks is a niche.
Yes.
Where nobody else is having any interest. And I think that's how you define an opportunity.
Yes.
The whole question of a mobile booth, again, comes strength 5. Threats.
And the threats.
Older professionals in the trade tend to tread over him because he's limited in time, he's limited in space, he hasn't got funds. I think it's a very good trial on that. But
what was his score there?
30.
Wow. Judge Evans, I couldn't help but notice you had the loudest wow on the 48 on strength. Was that an agreement or utter shock? What are your scores and your comments?
Complete agreement in terms of yes.
No,
I've also the wow was a coincidence.
Okay.
I also gave him a 48. And,
wow.
Welcome for
the
sure,
first
Judge.
time I was wowed. There's one candidate that has wowed me, I think, throughout all the other contestants we've had, particularly for the reason that they are inspiring a lot of other youngsters out there.
Okay.
Because he's 18. Just imagine that you are out there, you are probably 15, 16, or you are 18, and probably you don't have similar circumstances to those that he has.
Yes.
You could be worrying about who is paying your school fees. You could actually go out there, take inspiration from this young man. And
how well did he score on the SWOT?
I gave him a 48 all round. Well done, Tampiwa.
Wow!
48 SWOT, 48.
That is staggering. Simba, you're almost falling off your chair. Judge Simba, Judge Rose, give us your scores and let's see if they're going to neutralize or even add on to the staggering figures. What are your numbers on the SWOT?
First of all,
yes,
I like the fact that he's very young, which means he's going to fail some more. He's going to fail again and again and again and again. All he needs to understand is that there's failure and success.
Wow,
okay,
profound.
My only problem with this type of business is this: everything now comes with a camera, from your TV to your stove or even a fridge has a camera.
It's current.
It means his competition there is
All right,
very stiff.
all right.
So for his strength, I gave him 35.
35.
For his weaknesses, I gave him 36.
Okay.
For the opportunities, I gave him 40. I think
That's when you agreed with the 40s this side. And the last...
The threats I gave him 25.
A bit of a fluctuation there. The chief judge today will be Judge Rose. How much do you agree and disagree with these judges?
I agree with Simba that failure is another chance to start all over again from a more informed point of view.
Okay.
And Tampiwa blew me away. I will not say he wowed me, he really blew me away. And talent identification, this I'm speaking to parents because I know whoever is Tampiwa's guardian obviously spotted a talent there. Yes. So talent identification for parents is a thing.
Wow.
You really have to identify what your children like.
And even allowing it to bloom. Like,
exactly. And it's not always a rags to riches story. It looks like Tampiwa is coming from a well-to-do or comfortable family.
Yeah.
So it's not always a rags to riches story. There he is. And you know, like when the government is making noise about entrepreneurship in schools,
yes.
This is what we're talking about. Imagine if all kids were taught entrepreneurship from a young age.
And still has the drive regardless of his good background.
Yeah.
And I'm not dying on the numbers. What was his numbers on
His
the sport?
strength for me, he nailed it, 45.
Wow.
And weaknesses, I say to Tampiwa, who are your community? Reach out to them, reach out to your mom, your dad, your auntie, and tell them what you need. They will readily provide.
Yes.
No man is an island. You need people to grow.
Yes.
So on weaknesses, 40, because he talked about set, location, funding, and time. And opportunities, 45.
Yes.
He knows his opportunities and they are linked perfectly to the threats.
Say that again.
Yeah. And I gave him 38 for
38.
the
And I also noticed how he even talked of the threat and how it can be an opportunity.
Yeah.
Do I smell a figure or do I smell a figure there? Let us find out for ourselves on the scoreboard. Wow, what a staggering score. 652, shooting him straight to the top. That is based only on the judges' scores. Guess what? You can take him further by voting on our Facebook page. You go to his post, Tampiwa, and you like his post. Amazing. The game is getting more exciting, and I can just imagine how it's going to go right up to the end. Always remember, in entrepreneurship, just as we learned from this guy who clearly loves photography, out of your passion, make your profit. And out of your talents, pay your tax. Until next time, that's it for today from the crew behind the scenes, the judges, the juggernaut. I'm out. You can also apply and participate as an entrepreneur by going onto our website www.ndinetaza.co.zw.
Cut. Take it from the top. Stand up straight. Right, everybody in position. Just wrap up.